we say hello JCC, or no, JCC, right? Hello JCC.
I don't think it is JCC.
Is it J Federation? Jewish Federation?
No.
Hello Jewish Nevada. My name is Mike Burdock.
Ryan Sterling.
We are the 2Jew Q Crew, 3-time overall winning JCC barbecue champions. Today, we are going to be making a Montreal smoked meat, like a pastrami. It's famous in Montreal. Schwartz's Deli is one I've been to. But we're going to just be doing what you can do at home. But first of all, we have to say, thank you to Prime Nosh for this amazing brisket that they gave us, that we are going to be treating to the utmost respect to make Montreal proud.
We have 7 ingredients here we're going to use with our cure. Basically, anytime you're curing meat, it comes down to salt, sugar, and a nitrate. In our case, the nitrate we're using is this pink curing salt called Prague powder number 1. Actually, you have to weigh it out based on the weight of the meat you're doing. So, putting that in, we have brown sugar here, brown black pepper, really coarse, some chili, this is some ground and cracked coriander, pickling spice right here. There's probably mustard seed, allspice, a lot of other hard things in here, clove, some ground up bay leaves. There's some good stuff in here. And then the last ingredient is kosher salt. We're going to actually cure this for 7 days.
So what is curing meat?
Curing meat is basically a way of preserving something. You'll notice when you have pastrami that it's pink even after we smoke it and after we steam it. Which is another big difference with Montreal smoked meat is that the meat after it's smoked is steamed to get really tender. This brisket is so nice. Normally I would trim the brisket up, but
They probably not really set us up with an amazing piece of meat. The key is, again, one hand goes on, one hand sprinkles. We're going to pat it on.
And then what we'll do is we'll put it in the refrigerator for a week. And after we desalinate it, we'll put a rub on it, a brisket pastrami rub that we make. And we'll actually leave it overnight uncovered in the refrigerator with the rub on there, and it'll develop what's called a pellicle.
And what's the point of that?
That it gets kind of nice and tacky, and it really helps to for the smoke to adhere to it when you're cooking it.
A nice vacuum type bag, nothing's gonna get in, the flavor's just getting sucked in, if you just look at that. And so that'll sit for 7 days.
Alright, we'll see you guys in a week.
Our lovely USDA Prime brisket from Prime Nosh has been hanging out for the past week. And we're ready to start cooking it. But Ryan has been madly working on it over the week.
So after the week of cure, we actually rinsed off the cure. We desalinated it by soaking it in water, changing out the water. That was a 3-hour process. Then we put this awesome pastrami-ish rub on here with coriander, black pepper, some smoked paprika, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion, very little salt. That's been hanging out over there, unwrapped overnight, ready to go.
Now we're going to take these amazing American beef ribs. Again, from Prime Nosh. I mean, look at that. How good does that just look? And we're going to get these ready to smoke. And Ryan is going to use our award-winning 2Jew Crew recipe.
Put a little bit of mustard on here to get the rub to stick. You can use anything, oil, I prefer mustard. It doesn't have any flavor that adds to it. It just literally will help the rub adhere to it.
And you're looking for full coverage. You want this thing just not an ounce uncovered.
And again, this rub is mostly black pepper, some smoked paprika, and just a touch of salt. That's it.
And make sure you get every inch. Every place needs to be covered. Now that is going to be ready to go into the smoker and kind of hang out for a few hours. Okay, welcome back. We're at the smoker here. And Ryan's going to talk about exactly what the next process is.
So first, this is our offset smoker. An offset smoker has a firebox over here where you have your heat source, and then it basically runs through here, and this chimney, it pulls the smoke out. So you're drawing the smoke across the grates in here. And we're burning post oak today. Coming this way, so this is the cooler part. So we're going to throw on the Montreal smoked meat over there. Ribs right here. These are probably going to smoke for a good 4 to 5 hours at least. The pastrami will take that off. We're actually going to finish that by steaming it for like 3 hours. The ribs will probably leave on for another couple of hours. We'll see you later.
Our prime nosh USDA prime brisket has just come off the smoker where we put it on this morning.
Been there for 5 hours.
5 hours. Now we're about to steam this sucker.
We're just gonna put it in here. Gonna steam for 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll slice it up.
While Ryan is checking the smoker, we're about to finish the cowboy bone-in ribeye from Prime Nosh that we have been sous videing for the past 3 hours at 134 degrees.
Because our target temperature is medium rare.
We're gonna give it some more flavor and a nice crust. And Ryan has been preheating a cast iron skillet on the grill, so it's nice and hot.
We're gonna put some
Amazing.
flavorings in there. We have this really good vegan butter. We have some aromatic herbs, sage, rosemary, thyme, some microflamed garlic in here. We'll just kind of flavor it all up.
And so all we're doing right now is getting a little bit of a crust on it, give it some of that nice flavor. Oh, you can only had smell-o-vision.
That is hot. Whenever I cut steak, I cut it at an angle. It makes it look bigger. And I get the first bite.
So we took a little bit of a break because we had to obviously sample the Prime Nosh bone-in cowboy ribeye. Melts in your mouth awesomeness. Don't fill up on just this meat. There's more meat coming. I mean, the meat from Prime Nosh is just perfect for this application. We've just pulled the USDA Prime brisket, again, supplied by Prime Nosh, from the steamer.
The first thing we did was cure this brisket. We used curing salts, we used coriander, we used a little bit of smoked paprika, a lot of black pepper, not too much salt. So that dry cured, now then we vacuum sealed it. Dry cured that for a week, took it out of the cure, rinsed it off, went through a process called desalinization where we soaked it in water for 3 hours, changing out the water every 30 minutes to pull all that extra salt out. Then we applied this pastrami Montreal smoked meat rub, which is predominantly black pepper and cracked coriander. And then we smoked it about 4 or 5 hours earlier. Then we steamed it for a couple of hours because we wanted to get it to that magic temp of just over 200 degrees. And then, because of the steaming kind of softens that bark, we threw it on the barbecue just to crisp up the bark a little bit. And now we're going to slice it. Now, slicing brisket, the key always to slicing brisket is finding the grain and cutting against the grain.
And again, this meat from Prime Nosh is perfect for what we did with it. We didn't just took this flavor and I could not believe. I mean, this is some quality meat they gave us.
It is still kind of warm. Now we're going to take a little break. We need to try this. So, is it on?
Yeah.
Yes, it's on or no, it's not?
Yes, it's on.
All right.
Put your mask on.
Yeah. No, because I'm going to try another piece. I've never been to Montreal, but I'd like to think that they would be happy with what we produced here, because this is delicious.
Listen, I've been to Montreal. We've done that town proud.
Oh,
I
wow.
think you got a nice Vegas twist to it. It's amazing. What we're gonna do, the pre-made kebab.
They were unmarinated beef skewers, so I figured, you know, what the heck, let's do something with it. So I marinated these in a gochujang hoisin marinade that I made up. Delicious. It's got some sesame oil, some ponzu, rice wine vinegar, gochujang hoisin, just delicious. So I'll throw these on the grill along with the other kebabs.
So thanks again to Prime Nosh for all this amazing stuff. Tomahawk steak coming up. So we promise it's gonna be amazing. This is pretty good.
All right, I'm doing the chipotle.
Yeah, this is amazing. Those people know their way around
Oh,
a
that is
chick.
so
Prime
good.
Nosh knows their way around a chickpea. Some nice pita that Prime Nosh also sent over. Oh, I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna go some hummus and some purple coleslaw. I like to live life on the edge. Oh, that spicy hummus is tasty.
That is top-notch baba. I glaze these with a little bit more of the marinade, then I'm flipping it back over. Want to get a temp on the chicken before they come off. Perfect, 165. All right, I'm just cutting up these steak kebabs that I marinated in that gochujang hoisin deal I was talking about. So just cutting up into smaller pieces so everyone can try it. I mean, it's cutting like butter and it looks super delicious. So I'm looking forward to trying this. All right, let's try this chicken first. That's delicious. That's some good chicken. That was the whole chicken. This is the chicken kebab with the ground chicken. I mean, you could see the juices running out.
It's amazing.
Delicious.
Absolutely amazing.
Ooh, that Asian marinade is really good on that beef.
So the American beef ribs, which have been on the smoker since 8 a.m. this morning, are about to come off.
It's at about 180 right now. I want to get it to that magical 203, so I'm gonna pick these up even though it's hot. I like to use this pink butcher paper because it actually helps it breathe a little bit. I've kind of cranked up the heat on this thing. I added a little bit of extra wood in here. So this thing's gonna get over 300 degrees, but that's okay because the meat is insulated, so it shouldn't dry out. It's just kind of to finish it.
Prime Nosh supplied us an amazing tomahawk chop that we're gonna be cooking here. We're gonna be basting it with a fresh brush. It's gonna be a palooza. It's awesome.
We got the charcoal in there. We're gonna do a combination of cherry wood and mesquite. Two kind of contrasting woods because the mesquite's heavy, the cherry's not. And our herb rush, which we'll leave right there. Inside our base here is olive oil, vegan butter, sugar, herbs de Provence. Should be pretty tasty.
Start recording and we'll go.
Okay, so we are recording as soon as we get quiet.
Oh no, I'll have regular one.
We have our lovely tomahawk chop steak. Ryan, what is in the rub that you put on this?
It's a little bit of salt, a lot of black pepper, a lot of granulated garlic, and cayenne pepper. We've seasoned liberally on all sides. We're gonna baste it with our herb rush. The herb rush is just rosemary from my in-laws' backyard, sage, thyme tied together. We'll baste it, and then what's really cool, it'll kind of get singed a little bit, and at the end, we'll chop it up a little bit, and then we'll kind of sprinkle it on so it'll serve multiple purposes today.
Those could be amazing.
You can hear it sizzling. We'll leave it on there for a couple minutes, and then we'll flip it over and baste it. But we're actually gonna flip the steak more often than most people are used to, so we can get a more even cooking and control the crust. So right now we're chopping off the end of the herb wand, making kind of like a board dressing. We're going to pour some olive oil on here as well. First thing we're going to do before we slice it is we're going to cut it off the bone.
So this is on the pit barrel smoker for what, 25 minutes?
Yeah.
With the rest in between. And we flipped it every 2 minutes and brushed it.
Certain people in my house like it really well done.
We're always take Always taping. Always be taping.
This has been a super fun day. I have had the best time cooking all these different meats from Prime Nosh.
I mean, look at the kebabs we got for them. Our Montreal smoked meat, tomahawk chop, these amazing salads, and here come the ribs. Finally, the ribs. Sitting in the smoker since about 8 o'clock this morning. You don't even need a sharp knife.
Wow, you got a smoke ring on there?
That looks amazing.
All right, to the chef
Boom.
go the spoils.
Again, thanks to Prime Nosh. This has been an awesome day. We love it. It's been fantastic, super tasty. And thanks again to the Jewish Las Vegas for letting us do this. And thank you for everybody for watching.
Jewish Nevada. You want to
Jewish
say that again?
Nevada. Sorry,
Yeah.
damn it, I do. So, okay. So thank you for Jewish Nevada. Thank you for Prime Nosh for letting us do this today. Ryan and I, we had a great time. We made some amazing meat, Montreal smoked meat, kebab. That American prime brisket. It's just, we're so excited. So again, thank you so much for Prime Nosh. Check them out. Their food is fantastic, and we're looking forward to eating it all.